And he calls cut, and everybody's very quiet. And Rob Reiner stood up and said, well, I can't see that getting any better, so I guess we're done. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm really good. It's lovely to see your happy face.
Really nice to see you, too. It's nice it really is really nice to see you, but it's kind of nice to see anyone these days. So,
Ironically, I was watching an old interview with Rob Reiner the other day, and they were talking about some of Rob's movies, and obviously Stand By Me he did, which you did, but also he did A Few Good Men, which is one of my favourite movies of all time, that film.
Oh, wow.
And out of all the work you've done, and obviously there's so much good stuff that you've done, but
Thank you.
A Few Good Men for me is a phenomenal piece. It's a masterpiece for me.
Well, it was such an amazing thing to be a part of, and I'll tell you a story about that because I've never seen this before. But Jack Nicholson was scheduled to do the scene where he has that very famous line, "The truth, you can't handle the truth," and it's that whole final courtroom sequence between him and Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And Jack Nicholson is going to start on the coverage on his side, meaning they're going to film his monologue and all of his stuff. And literally all of the other actors on that movie, myself, people that weren't working that day, had the day off, everybody came into work and they sat in the gallery to watch. And I mean, I remember Demi Moore's husband, Bruce Willis, came from another project across the way, and came in to watch that day. So I've never seen that before on any other film where other actors just wanted to see what this one actor was going to do with the material. And Jack Nicholson was so brilliant in the first take that I remember looking over at Rob Reiner, and Rob Reiner looked kind of stunned because he wasn't expecting that. And I wasn't either. And everybody was so moved. But instead of clapping because we're not in the theater, everybody stays very quiet on the film set. And Rob says, very quietly, says, okay, let's go again. And they go for take two. And if it's even possible, take two seems to be even more powerful than take one. And he calls cut, and everybody's very quiet. And Rob Reiner stood up and said, well, I can't see that getting any better, so I guess we're done. And I just watched like 2 or 3 days of scheduled work just go out the window. Wow. And I'd never seen an actor kind of command a room like that. And Jack Nicholson was extraordinary. It was so, I've always felt so fortunate to just be able to watch that, let alone be a part of the film.
Radio. The Chris Moyles Show.